Oh hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today it's going to be a really fun video because it's very raw and real, and it involves me vlogging quite a bit because I just recently got a new lens and I wanted to test it out for you guys. So the lens that I just got is the 7Artisans 75mm f1.4 manual focus prime lens for full frame cameras. So you can actually get this lens with various different mounts depending on what camera that you use, but I am actually using my Sony, like always, in this video, and this is going to be the Sony a7 IV paired with this lens. So that's what I'm going to be working with. That's what you'll be seeing the results coming from. So like I had just mentioned, this is 75mm, and if you're not really familiar with lenses, that is a very tight shot, which would typically be used for something like portrait photography or videography because it allows for a lot of separation from subject in the background by providing a lot of bokeh. But I wanted to put it to the test and try it differently. So I actually did some wide shots with this, and I decided to film at night because I thought it would be a lot of fun because I really like filming at night. If you've seen my Instagram, I do a lot of videography at night because I feel like it's very moody, and I feel like there's always like some kind of story to be told at nighttime when you see people walking around lonely at night and stuff. But besides all that, I wanted to see if this would match my style. So that's what we test in this video when I'm running around downtown and just filming different things. So something that I found really interesting about this lens is that it will create different lens flares and make your lights star a bit when you're filming at night, which I find really interesting because this is definitely not an anamorphic lens, but it still gives you some creativity as if you're using a Pro Mist filter, and you don't actually have to have one attached. It's just all built into the lens, and I'm somebody who does enjoy using a Pro Mist filter, so that was a plus for me. So this lens is pretty unique too, because you can see here, it's solid metal. Even the lens cap is metal and it unscrews, which I actually really like that because I feel like I'm less inclined to lose my lens cap, and it just feels a little bit more convenient. You can also see that you can control the aperture here starting at 1.4 and go all the way to 16. And like I had mentioned earlier, this is a manual focus lens, so this is where you would adjust the manual focus. This was a little bit of a learning curve for me because I'm so used to my 55mm lens, and that does have built-in stabilization. And this does not have a weather seal, nor does it have built-in stabilization. So it was a little difficult using it handheld, and I usually shoot handheld, so I would advise if you're going to use it, unless you do like the style of shaky footage, you should put it on a tripod or you should put it on a gimbal. But that's just a recommendation. Do whatever you feel, unless you have a very steady hand and you're good at handheld too. But it's all up to you how you want to use it. That's just to inform you guys ahead of time. This lens is also a really good one if you're new to videography or photography because it's budget friendly. I believe it's about $180, which is incredibly cheap compared to different lenses out there. And the quality was really good. When you see me running around and you see the results, I think you'll actually like this one. So just keep that in mind. If you're somebody who's new in this industry, there are cheaper alternatives that give you good results. But I did really enjoy using this lens, so let's go ahead and check out the footage of me running around and testing it, and I'll show you the results and see how well this lens does at night. And of course, I want to mention, if you're not following me on social media, my username is down at the bottom, and if you guys want to subscribe, I would really appreciate it because we're slowly growing on here, and I absolutely love making these videos for you guys, so I really appreciate your support and those of you who have been watching and supporting. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into this video and see me chaotically running around with my camera gear trying to find things to film. I feel like I always look really crazy when I go out and film because there's a camera right here, there was a camera right here, then I have my camera right here, and I was gonna have my Insta360 on here, but I cannot find the arm for my cage. So this is what we're working with. We're 3 cameras today, not 4. We're not gonna overdo it. But I'm out here testing the 7Artisans lens that they sent me, and I'm really excited to see how well it does in this dark environment because it is nighttime now, and I am in the city, so there's gonna be a lot of lights. And I personally really love to film at night when there's city lights and cars and stuff, so I think that this could look really interesting. So far I'm noticing that the colors look really good. There is a lens flare though. I don't know why it's doing a lens flare, but it looks really good. I don't hate it. So I'm done testing it here. We're gonna go ahead and take the camera around the city and see if I can get more interesting shots, because right now it's just some still shots of me filming the water. Let's go see if we can find some people restaurants and cars and different things like that. The city is kind of dead tonight because it was supposed to storm. So it's really humid, and it's also a Sunday night, so people don't typically go out on a Sunday night. But I'm gonna see if I can still get some shots up ahead anyway. I'm hopeful that there'll be something nice, like where all the restaurants are and maybe people dining out and stuff, but I don't know. We will see what we can find. We're not having the best luck out here. So I'm not so sure I've gotten the shots that I wanted to get. I'm really struggling out here, and it's not because of the lens or the camera or anything. It's the fact that it's just really boring out here. Nothing's happening. There's barely anybody walking around, and it just doesn't feel that interesting. And there was a moment when a motorcycle was going by, and I was very excited to capture that, but I don't think I was fast enough because you had to adjust this manually, and I was not prepared for the motorcycle to go by. So we're gonna see if the footage is in focus, which I don't think it is, but that would have been my money shot, like the shot I was looking for all night, because it was the interesting one with the street lights and stuff. But yeah, we'll just see what we've got, and I'm gonna continue going around here a little bit longer, see if I can find something interesting. But so far, it's not looking too promising. The lens is fantastic though. Like, I'm enjoying it in the way that it makes all the lights shine. It looks really good, but again, it's just not very interesting out here. So that's the problem I'm having right now. But we'll continue on and see what we capture. So it's a while later, and it is very, very warm. So I'm sorry if I'm like out of breath as I'm speaking, but I ended up going into this place that has like a bunch of restaurants in one and a bunch of bars. And they had a lot of neon signs and arcade type games that I wanted to film, but I didn't know if I would be allowed. So I asked, and I ended up talking to their marketing director. And a shout out to Lucy if she ends up seeing this video. It was so nice to meet you. The marketing director actually wants to get into videography. So we were talking about videography, and I was telling her why I was filming, and she let me film inside of there. So I think I got the shots now. I'm very excited because I was having a hard time getting the right shots. And again, it's not because of the lens, it was just that it's so boring. Nothing is happening tonight, and that was the only place with some activity. So I got the shots, and I made a new friend, so that's a win. We talked about meeting up to film together since she's interested in videography, so we'll see if we get to do that. But I'm very excited. I'm gonna keep walking home, and then I'm gonna check out the footage. But I've been walking for a while now because I parked outside of the city, and I had to walk to my car, and I had to drive home. So we're on an adventure, but I'm almost there. But that was my little update, and we're gonna go check out the footage now, and I'll show you guys the results. So I'm very excited. This turned out really well. So let's keep walking. So all in all, I think the lens did a really good job, and the results were really good. It did take me a little bit of time to get used to it at first, making sure that my settings were all correct and pairing with my camera. But once I got the hang of it, it actually turned out really good. And I highly recommend this lens if you're someone who's new to photography or videography. This is a fantastic, cheap alternative lens for you with really good results. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And again, if you're not following me on social media, my social media links are in the description and down below if you want to go ahead and follow. And I would appreciate if you'd subscribe. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be posting a lot more videos in the future, and you guys will be seeing me there, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys in the comments as well. So thank you guys again for watching. See ya!